8:19 right now, the People Station, V103, the ATL's number one for hip-hop and R&B, presenting Winterfest 2017. Yo Gotti, Trey Songz, and Chris Brown all goes down Saturday, December 16th at Phillips Arena. Get your tickets right now. Don't be left out, all right? Speaking of being left out, sometimes in this job, this is the radio God smiled down upon you. We woke up this morning to a tweet from the Atlanta City Council saying that the mayor had vetoed the legislation about reducing the penalty for marijuana for less than an ounce to $75 and the jail time, and the whole city exploded. We saw it on SB. We saw it on Fox 5. We saw it on 11 Alive in the Morning Rush. We saw it on everything. And then a little later on, there was it was a recall, which I haven't seen since blackplanet.com.
Right, exactly.
They wanted to recall the tweet, and I said, what did I say to you?
You can't recall no tweet.
And I said, somebody's about to get fired.
Yeah. They started deleting them. AJC deleting their page, WSB deleting their page. Didn't pick up the phone. They have my number to call Mia, Ann, or anybody, or Jenna. I've been interviewed by seniors at Grady High School in the journalism program that you at least called a source and asked for a comment.
Wow.
You could have done it in a text. But that's where we are. I'm in a great mood today now that my daughter has recovered. She brought me this offensive meme that somebody had put up.
It says, F you, Kasim Reed.
She said, Mommy said Daddy did something stupid.
Mommy said Daddy did something stupid.
Daddy, what's that? Go
show it to your daddy. On the line with us right now, the person who's in charge of communications for the Atlanta City Council, Dexter Chambers, who wants to give us some clarification. Good morning.
Well, Ryan, we have processes and procedures in place that were not followed, and I'm really upset about that. The new hire, actually, who sent the tweet out, did not open up the actual legislation that was vetoed, and therefore she assumed, which we know what happens when you assume, she assumed that it was the marijuana legislation. That was not the case. And let me be very clear. President Mitchell had nothing to do with this. It was an internal mistake within our communications office. We sent out a correction. We apologize to the supporters of the legislation. We apologize to the administration.
Dexter, the mayor has just sat down in the studio with us, and he's hearing part of this conversation. So my question to you would be, with a new hire who's been there less than 90 days to be able to control the Twitter account that affects a metropolitan, population of $5.8 million, how does someone like this have control to that, and why would they not have to run that by somebody?
They have to run it by me, and that was not done. Therefore, I'm really upset.
I bet. Y'all don't believe that, do you?
You don't believe that, Mayor?
Not at all. I think it's complete nonsense. I think it was a political stunt, but I'm in a great mood today. So,
but Mr. Mayor, I must admit, this was a mistake on our part, and it has nothing to do with politics.
I'm sure that you want to say that to a million people on the radio. You know that I know better than that. You know that this was intentional. You know that it was a political stunt. But let's not start the morning on a negative note. We spent enough of the people's time being concerned about something they had absolutely no reason to be concerned about, because y'all were trying to score political points. So you'll get to keep your job, and you have a great day. And go and tell your folks that you fell on the sword for them. I'm right here.
With all respect, Mr. Mayor, again, it was an internal stupid mistake by someone in my department. Now, whether that person will remains to be seen. And again, President...
There should also be a question as to whether you remain. You just said that you have ultimate responsibility for it, and you didn't check it. So you had you had people in the city of Atlanta up this morning. You had every major news outlet in the city of Atlanta reporting something that was completely false, and because you didn't do your work, and somebody under you didn't do their work. Now, you and I can do this on the radio. We can do it in person. But the bottom line is you playing politics, and you know it. And you're on the radio falling on the sword now, because you're getting involved in politics, using a government entity, and using the City of Atlanta Twitter account. So we can do it in person. It absolutely does.
Yes, sir.
It absolutely does. The veto that I issued last night had nothing to do with the marijuana legislation.
Correct.
In just a few moments, we're going to post a photo of me signing the bill last night at about 6:24. We were going to have a signing ceremony so that the people who worked for months, people like Kwanzaa Hall and Keisha Bottoms, and people in the city of Atlanta who worked for months to create a bill to perfect this legislation, could have been appreciated. You've taken that moment from them. and you've turned it into a fiasco, and it's not cool.
Well, we do appreciate your support of the legislation. I definitely can say that.
Well, thank you so much. You have a terrific day, man. Let's all go out and have a good day, Atlanta. Everybody knows what this is. This guy shouldn't be punished.
Dexter, we appreciate the time this morning.
All right.
Okay, no problem.
8:25 right now. Mary Kasim Reed in the studio. Who's behind it?
Obviously, I believe it was a political stunt by the council president, but I don't want to spend any more time on this. I really want to move on. I came on this morning to announce that we assigned it. I thought we would open that conversation. Last year, 1,000 people were arrested for possession of less than an ounce. They paid fines of more than $500. And so we need to send a clear message that marijuana is not legal in the state of Georgia, because I don't want our folks being arrested because of ignorance of the law. The change in the law is that if you are arrested with less than an ounce, you would pay a fine of $75 and you would not have any jail time. So all of those costs that happen when you get arrested that accumulate and just run up and up, that won't happen anymore. You'll be allowed to pay $75 and go home if it's less than an ounce. But Ryan, I really need your help on the educational part of this.
Okay.
Marijuana in the state of Georgia is still illegal. So wherever you are, always make sure you're in Atlanta. Some folks in Cobb County believe that they're in Atlanta.
Right.
And so the jurisdictional issues and the jurisdictions will have tougher enforcement. And so the amendment that Keisha Lance Bottoms passed involved making sure that we train our officers on this issue, so they have guidance on whether to follow the state law, which is tougher and more severe, or the local law. So there's a lot more work to be done here. This battle is not over.
Why do you think that? When we first saw it, it was breaking news. There's a line of communications. You have people on your staff that are there 24 hours a day to answer these type of questions. Why wouldn't anybody at least check with you?
I just think this is intentional. I think WSB didn't check. They have Ann Torres's number. The AJC didn't check. Fox didn't check. Channel 11. They didn't do any of the things that I've seen 12th grade reporters do at Grady High School, which has a terrific journalism program. You could have sent a text or a tweet just saying, is this the case? And not relying on a tweet from a council account in a competitive mayoral environment. But like I said, once I made sure that my daughter wasn't harassed at school this morning from angry folks about this legislation, I'm in a good mood. I hope we can have a ceremony ready to lift the people up that helped to make this happen. Once again, Kwanzaa Hall did a terrific job leading. Keisha Lance Bottoms did a terrific job. And I just chalked this up to a political stunt. The producer is giving us the rap.
And you always seem to rap what she says. 8:28 right now.
Listen to her.
I know.
Absolutely.
We got more with Mayor Reed here in just a second. All right, a lot of other things to get to. All right.
Y'all got to check out some of those tweets y'all sent me this morning.
Did you get some nasty tweets?
Oh, man, it was really something. It was an interesting way to start the day.
Shout out to the late, great Dick Gregory, who always talked about pictures, that the mayor is about to put a picture up.
It's done.
It's up.
It's already up.
Of you signing the legislation?
It's being retweeted. Yeah, I retweeted Ann Torres' tweet of me signing the legislation last night at about 6:24. I just want to apologize to everybody that didn't get to have the signing ceremony, because we wanted a little surprising just to say thanks. So there are about 1,000 people who will not go to jail and get criminal records as a result of the legislation that we signed last night. I just want to be very clear. Marijuana is not legal in Georgia. What is occurring is if you have less than an ounce, you will not be arrested, put in jail, and fined $500. So I just can't emphasize that enough, especially to young folks who have careers ahead of them. I don't want them to be in Clayton County or Cobb County and have less than an ounce and get arrested and believe that the city of Atlanta law applies to them. So I just want to be real clear. But it's done, and perhaps we'll find another way to show respect to the folks that really pushed to get this done. It was the right thing to do.
We got some phone calls for you, 741 WVE. Mayor Kasim Reed in the building for his monthly visit. Next time he comes here, there will be a newly elected mayor.
Yep.
So
I'm coming in November. I think it's going to be a runoff. You think somebody's going to win straight out?
I have an opinion on that.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
I do have an opinion on that. Based on after the debate the other day, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, as they say. All right, let's go to the phone calls for the mayor. V103, hello.
I just want to personally thank the mayor. I haven't seen him again. When the economy had fallen years ago, he was doing a meet and greet at the local barbershop in Colony Square for their grand opening. And I walked up to him and I told him I needed a job. I had a master's and couldn't find a job. He gave me a phone number and I went to work the next week. So I haven't seen him again, but I want to say thank you.
Wow. And thank you for sharing that. It means so much to me. That's really what it's all about, man. And thank you for taking advantage of the opportunity. And I hope our paths cross so we can shake hands in person one day.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right. Be well.
Hello, V103. You're on the air with Mayor Kasim Reed. Go ahead.
I'm Mayor Kasim Reed. I spoke to you a couple weeks ago, and I have to tell you, and I'm not just saying this, I commend your parents on the way they have raised you. You have done a phenomenal job. You know what battles to pick. You speak very eloquently. I'm just very, very proud of you. I was invited to your luncheon, and I have to tell you, I can't wait to meet you. If you run for any other type of office, you have my support 100%.
Well, you made my day. I can't wait till we meet in person. We're going to have a terrific lunch. I've been working on the menu.
I love you. I have to tell you.
And I love you back.
Well, thank you. And again, I can't wait to meet you at the luncheon.
I'm excited. What's your favorite dessert?
Oh, my gosh. There's so many.
No, you got to. Okay, give me 3.
Okay, well, let me just tell you. My favorite is anything that has lemon in it.
Okay. All right. Okay, so lemon ice box.
Anything with lemon.
I got
whatever you choose.
All right.
Lemon meringue pie.
Lemon meringue.
Of course, for the people of Atlanta, lemon pepper banana pudding may be on there.
Boy, you crazy.
Hey, thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You all have a great day.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hello, V103. You're on the air with Mayor Reed. Go ahead.
Hi, I just called in to say thank you. Thank you to the mayor. Sometimes people just want to hear thank you. I just want to thank him for the job he's done for the city. He's been a great mayor. He's done great things for the city. I wish he had another term because listening to the candidates the other day, I'm really not sure at all. But I just want to tell him thank you. He's done an awesome job. And, yeah, just thanks a lot.
Wow.
Thank you. We appreciate the call.
Thank you, man. I'm going to miss this so much. But it's been a terrific journey.
Believe the city is definitely going to miss you.
No, thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.
8:46 right now. Mayor Kasim Reed in the studio with us, taking phone calls and texts and tweets and getting memes.
And Instagram, yeah.
And yeah. So with the fact that we have a $1 billion stadium and a football team that the city loves and
$5 billion stadium.
Well, I knew you correct me.
All right.
And appreciates. Because now the commissioner is now talking to all the teams. There are a lot of Falcon fans here. Where are you on this Neil versus Stan controversy?
I think that individuals should be allowed to exercise their constitutional rights. You should be able to follow your heart. And if your heart dictates that you believe that police brutality in America has risen to a level where you need to protest, and your form of protest is taking a knee or locking arms, whatever your personal form of protest is, I think you have a constitutional right to exercise it, and I think it's protected speech. It's real clear.
Yesterday, I'm going to pick up my son from baseball.
Yes.
His team was on Buford Highway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see over to the right a Brookhaven SUV.
Yeah.
And I promise you on God, I said, you're going to pull me over.
Yeah.
And I go by and...
You in your Bentley?
No, sir. I was not in my Bentley.
That's the $1 million question.
Bentayga?
Yes. See, he don't like when I bring it up.
Panamera?
Say it again, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much.
As he got behind me,
that's what I'm talking about.
I was talking to somebody and I said, "You ready to pull me over?"
Ryan, say Bentayga.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to say Kia Cadenza, which is a fine vehicle.
All right.
Also supported by this radio station. Shout out to Kia.
Hashtag ad. Okay.
Got it.
And so when he pulled me over, the K9 unit, the whole 9, I didn't panic. But as a black man, not saying it was young or old, but I was still getting ready for the worst.
You're still remembering those lessons. Keep your hand on the steering wheel.
Exactly.
Put your wallet in the seat next to you. Look straight ahead. Sir, yes. Say yes, sir. No, sir.
And when he approached the car, he's like, roll those back windows down for me. Like, it was from the beginning.
Yes.
I mean, it ended up fine, but my whole point is that I think for a lot of people, and we were talking about the debate the other day, and how some of the candidates were saying we need to have a conversation. It's hard to have a conversation if you will never be able to be in that position, because you will never feel. I got every license known to man except the marriage one.
That's right.
All the animosity that you feel as a black man when you get pulled over, like, how does that conversation
or
even
just
start?
Think if you had a particularly bad day and you were less than polite and the situation had escalated. All of these are things that, that we have to care about. So what symbol is that? The producer's making.
She's a Crip.
symbol?
She's saying that she's a Crip.
Oh,
That's what I see.
Now you about to have her getting memes and stuff.
Right.
Yo. But I mean, let's talk.
This is serious. But
Yeah.
This is a conversation that I think all black families have. Certainly, if you have a black man in your family, and even if you have a black daughter.
And see, that's something that reminds me of the other day at the debate. I was looking for the people to answer questions pertaining to that, because I think that's the most sensitive thing that we're dealing with as a society right now. And Ryan could probably agree, like, not many people really knew how to answer that, because it was brought up.
Yeah.
That subject was brought up. And only a few people were like, let me address that face to face. Like, let me address that head on.
Well, let me address it. I mean, more than 1 million officer interactions in the city of Atlanta, weapons fired less than 14 times last year because of the training. If an officer fires their weapon in the city of Atlanta, the investigation is outsourced to the GBI. So there's no question as to what happened in the occurrence. So there are concrete steps that we can take to reduce the possibility of that happening. And then if it does, and when it does, because people are human and they make mistakes, you have to act decisively and get those people out of the department. And so I think that, that's really what it's all about. Are y'all gonna give me time to do what I came here to do this morning?
Do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was feeling terrific today because today I've decided to endorse Keisha Lance Bottoms for mayor. And so I couldn't think of a better place to come on to talk about her. I think that she is absolutely the best candidate to be the next mayor of the city of Atlanta. She led the effort on pension reform. She helped me reopen every recreation center in the city of Atlanta. She led when I was fighting to make sure that every woman in the city of Atlanta received equal pay. She led when I wanted to open a women's entrepreneurship initiative. And so I figured you all might want to make a little news today. And folks have been asking me when I was going to get involved in the political campaign. And I want folks to know that I'm going to do everything I can between now and November 7th and December 5th to see that Keisha Lance Bottoms becomes my successor, that a woman becomes the 60th mayor of the city of Atlanta.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Let's go.
8:52 right now.
It's political season.
It's
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So are you going to be out actively campaigning for her?
I'm doing 40 barbershops, just barbershops and beauty salons all weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be seeing everybody who's getting a haircut and all of the women who are getting their hair done and nails and feet. I'm coming everywhere. I'm coming to foot spas, foot salons,
All right.
hair salons, barbershops, beauty supplies, car washes.
Everywhere.
I'm gonna do everything I can to see that this woman wins. She deserves it.
All right.
And I want folks to look out for her and stop letting folks be so reckless talking about this black woman.
Downstairs.
I want y'all to check that.
Downstairs, are you going to come for the grand opening of the Apple Store? Because I heard they replaced the Midtown sign with an Apple Store because Colony Square is supposed to be the top of all of
No comment. That's a Ryan Cameron.
No,
thinker.
I saw it on YouTube. Tell them about the Colony Square renovation. Are we getting the Apple Store? Because I know you know.
No comment. I have no comment.
Apple Store, casino, in that order.
You get information like that when you have Porsches and Bentleys and
there
car
you go.
services that bring you your car when you need one so you don't have to keep them on property.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love this right now.
Brian and I, we know each other like that.
No, you don't understand how glad I am
know
that
each
you.
other like that. He can do the same to me, though.
Yeah,
we
but let's
know
focus.
each other
Yeah.
like that.
I'm so glad you're doing this because he tries to front so hard.
I know. You all want to stay employed, but I work for free here.
He's got a refrigerator in his back seat. You understand? Like let's talk about this.
I know.
You know, that's enough with the Heisman candidates, as you both Heisman me.
Yeah, no.
Try to, you know, I'm asking y'all a question.
This is Atlanta love, man.
Absolutely.
This is Atlanta life.
Atlanta life.
This is you can come to Atlanta, bring in, build your dreams. This is a guy who graduated from West Georgia. This was one of the best stepping noops on the West Georgia campus who had a vision and is now the host of V103's morning show. That's Atlanta, y'all. Bring and build your dreams here. Fair shot and a fair shake.
Appreciate that, bro.
Mean it.
8:54 right now.
Who did I get when the president called and said, who should interview me? Who did I call?
You call me.
Okay. I said, Mr. President, you need to sit down with Ryan Cameron. Even after Ryan asked the president why he had to pay so much taxes. I take Ryan to a personal meeting with the president of the United States. Have y'all heard? Do y'all know about this?
They haven't heard this.
And so, you know, it was a personal meeting. So if you asked a real question, you were gonna get a real answer. So I'm looking at Ryan because I could see him getting ready, and I'm like, what is he about to do? So I look at Secret Service, and I'm like, he's okay. And so Ryan says, Mr. President, I just want to know why I have to pay so much in taxes. I need an answer. And the president looked at him in that cool president way. He said, well, Sasha and Malia, when my daughters go to school, I like to think that they'll get to school safely because we're doing things to make sure that other people have opportunities. And when you're blessed like we are, that we share our blessings and give more to others through the form of the tax structure. And he said, so you should consider yourself blessed because America provided these opportunities for you to do so well. And you shouldn't mind giving a little more to help others out. And he and Ryan had a great exchange, and they ended up doing the interview. But I didn't know what he was getting ready to say. So when I come in here, I expect him to ask me anything. Because if he can lean across to 44 and ask that, rather than some softball question, I figured, you know, anything's coming, including references to the Apple Store, which we've been working on for God knows how long.
There it is. Yes. The Apple Store is coming because Apple's like, we're not doing the mall. We're going to bring it to the people. And I knew this. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
I didn't comment. I just said he brought it up.
All right. 8:56 right now. People Station V103. And, you know, when I did ask the president, I said, I'm the guy in the State of the Union address who came from nothing that you say, and then there's Ryan Cameron. And I'm like, now I want to know, what is the deal? And people was like, what? And he was like,
hey,
there it is.
Listen up. Hey, everybody. Hey, listen up. Hey, I told you to be focused, and you're not focused right now. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold up.
Thank you, Mayor Reed.
You gotta put don't boo vote.
Don't boo vote. V103.